So now I'm going to add some audio for when the enemy is visible to the player. Okie doke. I'm going to save that scene. Now, for this example, we're going to be working on the enemy script. So let's open up the NPC movement script, which could be called something better at this stage. Okay, so let's find where the enemy is visible to the player. In our Slender decisions, we check if visible. Then we check our range. And then if the NPC is within range, we do a line cast to see if there's any obstacles in the way. And after all that happens, if there are no obstacles in the way and our target is visible, then we start decreasing health. Now here is where we're going to want to implement adding a sound. Alright, let's just start and set up some variables for that. So, it's a public variable enemy sighted sound. And this will be of type audio clip. Okay, so we have an audio clip all ready to play when the enemy is sighted. Back down to the Slender decisions. Here is when the enemy is sighted. So let's just start off and show what happens if we just play it once the enemy is seen. So audio, play, clip at point. And we're going to be playing the enemy sighted sound. And where are we going to play that? Target position. Okay, we have a reference to the target position. Now it's a 2D sound I'm going to use, so it doesn't matter really. So let's just use the player position, which is the target from the NPC's perspective. Okay, save that out. Let it compile. Let's go to the enemy, check the inspector. Now we have the sound waiting to be put in the inspector here. Now let me just check. Yep, they're 3D disabled, so they're 2D sounds. Now I use the fire explosion from the boot camp demo here. And from memory it's a little bit quiet. Okay, I can hear that. Maybe you can hear that off in the distance too. Alright, so we have that on our enemy. Let's just save that scene because we've done a few changes. Okay, now what's going to happen if the enemy becomes sighted? Whoa! And if I pause that there, let's see what's happening. Okay, for every single frame that the enemy is sighted, it's creating an audio, and that's just creating a mess of a sound there. Okay, so we need to clean that up. How can we set it so this sound only plays once, the very first time the enemy is sighted? Okay, we need to set that up. So what we'll do is we'll create a boolean. There's the variable. It's going to be private. There's nothing that anything else needs to know about. Private variable has played sighted sound. Seen sound has the enemy seen. And this is a type boolean. And we're going to set it at default of false. So what we can do now, let's just find that quickly. Okay. In the Slender decisions, yep. Before we play this clip, we want to check if it's already been played. We're going to store this in our boolean. So we're going to say if not has played seen sound, then we are going to play it. Okay. And if the sound hasn't been played, we're now going to set it to true because it has been played. Alright, so that should stop that mess happening when this is executed every update. Let's see that in action. Now, if I walk over, there we go, the sound plays once. Now the problem we have is if I look away and look back again, the sound is not playing again. We've set that boolean to true right here. Now we haven't set anywhere where this boolean becomes false. Now where would it be false? If the enemy is not visible. Okay, we can bypass all these checks. Where we're increasing the health, it would be safe to say that we're not looking at the enemy, so we can reset that boolean to false. Okay, make sure I save that. Let's go back, compile. Now let's see what happens each and every time we look at that enemy. Okay, so it's played once, I've turned around. Okay, so it's playing now every time I look at the enemy, only once while looking at the enemy. But if you look away and look back, it will play that sound again. So that's great. We've now implemented 2 audios. There they are, all the way over there. We have the collect papers audio, and we have the enemy is visible audio happening.